Alex being with Kate Preston with Oliver Jimenez, who's coming off a fantastic first round knockout at Fury FC 67. Oliver, how are you? Of
Good, good. Thank you for having me.
course, man, of course. Dude, it's been 3 days since your fight. How you feeling?
I feel great. Happy with my performance. I've been wanting to land that knee for a while now. So I'm happy that it landed and just ready to keep getting better and ready for the next one.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was gonna ask you. That switch flying knee, was that something that you worked on specifically for this camp or just for a minute now?
No, I always tried in practice and training. I actually tried it in my last amateur fight. I I tried it and it kind of landed, but it didn't land on the face. But I was like, dang, I really want one to the face.
Yeah, no, I mean it was picture perfect. What'd you feel about your performance?
Uh, I don't think it was the best. I got taken down. I shouldn't have gotten taken down. But that's something that I know I have a lot of more work to do. Is obviously the ground game and stuff like that. But uh, I have the right people around me, the right team. So uh, it'll come. It'll come.
Awesome. Before we talk about what's next, I wanted to go back to your professional debut, man. Firstly, you had all this hype, a very heavy favorite. You go out, you get finished, and you lose your first professional fight, lose your first fight. What were the emotions like that night
Before or after?
after?
After, obviously, I was sad. I'd never been stopped before in my life. But I gave myself a day to be sad. But the next day it was all right. What do I need to do? What do I not need to do the next time? And I mean, I was ready to get back in. I was in the gym the next day, I think. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So you just kind of just it happened, you got over it, and then you got right back to work, right?
Yeah, for sure. Especially like I know it was my third MMA fight. So it's like, all right, it's I rather it happen now than down the road whenever there's more at stake.
Gotcha, gotcha. What'd you learn from that fight?
Uh Mostly treat every fight like it's a championship fight. I was overlooking that fight. I was already getting ready for the next one, but mostly that treat every fight like a championship fight, and probably don't catch kicks in MMA.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
With you being knocked out for the first time, were you gun shy in this last fight at all? Like, were you kind of like worried at all, or not really?
No, not really, honestly. I train with Adrian. I train with Adrian Yanez. I train with Rafian. I train with a lot of heavy hitters, and if I didn't get dropped at the in training by them, then I was like, this guy's not gonna, it's not this guy's not gonna drop me. It's not gonna hurt me.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha. Awesome, man. For anyone that does not know your story, how did you get into mixed martial arts?
actually, first time I watched MMA, it was Diego Sanchez versus Clay Guida. Uh, I remember I watched it and I was like, oh, this is crazy. Like this is like the craziest thing I've ever seen. So I tried to find a gym nearby, and I didn't find anything. Then I found a Muay Thai gym. Before that, actually, I looked up what MMA was, and it was like all these different sports put into one. And I was like, oh man, I'm never doing Muay Thai because that looked like the most brutal one out of everything. And somehow I ended up at a Muay Thai gym, and I love it so much. Like you have sometimes you have like an hour break between classes. This is when I was going to college, so that hour break I would just leave and go train, and then I wouldn't come back. Um, so that's how I kind of I stuck with it, and I found my coach Michael Corley, and he just took me to the next level, and uh, that's that's how I started with Muay Thai, and then MMA, it was just maybe a year ago when I just started because there was no Muay Thai going on, and I was kind of bored, so I just did MMA because of that.
That's awesome, man. You only had three amateur fights. Why did you decide to go pro so quickly?
I only have two amateur fights actually.
Oh, two amateur fights. I am mistaken.
Uh, well, I have over 40 Muay Thai fights now. So as far as experience, I feel like I have a lot more experience than most of the pros. And also obviously my age. So like if I wanna make it far, then I got to go all the way right now. But yeah, I feel like I have the experience. I was supposed to go pro a couple years ago. I had signed for Glory Kickboxing. But COVID happened, and yeah, so here we are now.
Is going back to kickboxing like a dream of yours, like something that you want to do, or is MMA the goal right now?
No, MMA is the goal right now. I've really fallen in love with the sport, the different aspects of it, and it's so addicting. You know, knocking people out, it's addicting.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. How'd you celebrate your first knockout win, or your first professional win, I should say?
Me and Justice, we actually went to Pluckers. We went to Pluckers and had some wings and a couple beers.
Awesome, awesome, man. I did want to ask, how is it training with Adrian and Rafian, man? Those two guys are just some of the two of the best bantamweights on the planet Earth right now.
Oh man, it's just I mean it's a blessing, you know. Uh sometimes you have good training partners, and then sometimes you have good coaches, but I have both. And training with both of them is just so much knowledge that they share with me, and if I have a question, they're always there for me to ask something, and they always give me they're always willing to share their knowledge. They're really good teammates, and they just push me to be the best I can.
Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. So what's next? You have two fights already this year, three fights this year. Do you want one more this year? I know Fury's going back to Texas. I think two more times this year. Like, what do you want next?
If I can, I want to try and maybe get on. I think they're having a December card, so I want to try and get on that card. But if not, beginning of the year for sure. And just I'm gonna keep working, keep training, and just be ready for whoever they want to get me next.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your fantastic knockout win, man. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it, Oliver. If you want to plug your social media, plug any sponsors you might have, you want to thank anybody, the floor is yours.
Yeah. So my Facebook is just regular at Oliver Jimenez. My Instagram is at Houston Muay Thai. And I just want to thank my teammates at Metro Fight Club and Heritage, my coaches, Michael Corley, Eves Edwards, Adrian, and pretty much all my teammates, all the sponsors. Just want to give them a shout out.